So Art Online Fractured Daydream's official release date will kick off the first season of the game, with a content roadmap provided for the updates and the DLC in the near future, and an accidental future DLC leak due to a misconfigured edition on Steam, really reminding me of that accidental early Yuki reveal with the Steam cards in last year's collection. So, in this video, we'll have a look at what awaits us in Art Online Fractured Daydream in the future. At the time of this recording, we're still in the early access period. However, unlike what the roadmap says, the season, or at least the battle pass, called Special Trial in the game, is already active. It is free, featuring cosmetic rewards, emotes, SAO tickets that you can use in the premium shop, legendary engrams, and boosters. The pass itself ends in about 30 days, so I'm curious whether that is basically our countdown to Season 2, but I am getting ahead of myself here. Hello, future Gamerturk here. Mogami P shared that seasons will be 3-month cycles, so I'll issue some sloppy changes to the script later down the line as well. October 3 or 4 is the official release, depending on your time zone, which will unlock the Gleam Eye's Crimson Co-op quest boss, a hard version of the normal Gleam I imagine. They also state subquest and premium shop will open, but unless the premium shop is not the in-game store, that is already open. As for subquests, I am not exactly sure myself, unless it is referred to the daily and weekly missions for the Battle Pass XP, in which case, that is also open. But the more important part is that we are getting our first DLC quite soon. 2 weeks into release on October 17, we're getting another content update, featuring free editions and paid editions as part of Worlds Beyond 1 DLC. The harder version of the Skull Reaper, the Skull Reaper Tempest, will be arriving into the boss raids available for all players of the game. I am interjecting here from the future, but the Japanese site has shared some additional information. To be able to access the Skull Reaper Tempest hard mode raid, you will need to reach player rank 90, which is quite the grind if you want to be able to access it on day 1. I'm curious whether matchmaking will be able to support such a high tier content. I'm still keeping my eyes open for a 20 player invite instance of sorts, so that we can just LFG our full raid party. Considering the additional difficulty measures here, I'm not even sure if I want to challenge this with a matchmade team. Alright, the difficulty itself, of course, they shared some details on that too. Aside from just being a harder boss, respawns for players will be disabled entirely. So, you must be revived by another player within the countdown period, otherwise you will shatter into polygons and get removed from the activity with no rewards obtained. The harshness of the penalty, it is fine in my opinion. It's very much comparable to other games, much more forgiving if you ask me, considering we can be revived by teammates just fine. But as I said, those conditions are absolutely not something I want to rely on matchmaking for. That absolutely calls for a full pre-made group of 20 in my opinion. Mogami P also answered some questions to Dengeki Online about the Extreme Raid rewards themselves. So apparently, there'll be special decoration items that can be obtained from the Extreme Raid, and only the most capable players will be able to tackle it successfully. But they also said that towards the end of a season, they'll rebalance the difficulty slightly to make it more accessible for a short period of time to allow other players to obtain the rewards as well before the extreme raid of a given season goes away and is replaced with a new one in the next season. The thought process here is to allow top players a sense of beater feeling by allowing them to showcase to the rest that they cleared it early on. However, they do not want the cosmetics to remain out of reach for the rest of the player base forever. In my opinion, that is always a slippery ground that is a bit hard to balance. You know, do you give the top players exclusive loot to encourage participation in that exclusive content, or do you want the rewards to be accessible to everyone? Those are generally mutually exclusive. Because in the grand scheme of things, timed exclusivity is not something people can proudly display in the long term, as the meaning of the reward is not lasting. But you know, it's still too early, so let's see how it plays out, how people enjoy the system. The good and the bad part here is, which kinda sorta balances itself out in a weird way, The decoration drops are of course RNG, so this lowering of the difficulty should also act as a relief system for those who have been feeling as if they're just slamming their head at a brick wall by making it easier to complete. If you are so unlucky that you never got the decoration item you wanted by clearing the actual super hard version at the beginning of a season, you can just wait for the second iteration towards the end of a season where it's easier to complete and just try grabbing it then. With that, going back to the usual script. And if you have the character pass, you will get your first paid character edition with Strea arriving into the game as a tank from Art Online Infinity Moment / Hollow Fragment, voiced by Misawa Sachika. Strea of course will be arriving with story content to experience alongside new character items as well as other in-game items which are potentially emotes, boosters, player card illustrations, currency, stamps and the like. Now the following Season 2 has not been elaborated upon just yet and does not have a release date, but as I said, if the seasons are meant to be tied into battle passes, that is about a month away. But do not quote me on that, nothing in the game states that a season is tied to a pass. In fact, I'm seeing no mentions of any seasons in the game anywhere, so it may just be an off-game description to begin with, to keep things organized. Either way, the contents of Season 2 are not shared either, but we will be getting 2 new characters sometime there. Last interjection here, as I said, since seasons are confirmed to be 3 months long now, the second DLC may just be arriving sometime within Season 1. Either way, I expect it to be during the airing period of Art Online Alternative Gun Gale Online Season 2, so sometime between October to January. Pitohui, voiced by Hikasa Yoko, and M, voiced by Okitsu Kazuyuki from Alternative Gun Gale Online, will be joining the roster, and they too will be arriving with more story to experience, more character items, as well as other in-game items. That is, as far as we know about the future plans of SAOFD officially. However, due to a misconfiguration on Steam, players were able to see a future planned DLC. Don't get too excited about it being called DLC 6, the pre-order bonus outfit, premium edition outfits, etc. They too count as DLCs, that's why the number is so high, but the character attached to that DLC appears to be 7, aka Nanairo Arshavin, voiced by Kanemoto Hisako from Art Online Lost Songs. So, unless everything is very much in flux, definitely expect to hear something about future character packs in the upcoming weeks, which makes me very excited about the future of the game. At the time of recording, it's been a day of playing so far, a little bit of story, a little bit of online, and it's been a blast all around wherever I go. But that is it for the immediate future plans for Art Online Fractured Daydream. That's where I wrap up the video. If you enjoyed this one or found it helpful, smash that like button and subscribe for more in-depth SAO content. And until next time, stay cool.